You know that feeling you get when you're scrolling through social media? That little sinking feeling that maybe everyone else is secretly rich? You are definitely not alone. There is so much anxiety around money, and it feels like we're all just trying to guess if we're ahead of the curve or, falling dangerously behind. So today, let's pull back the curtain and look at how wealth is actually built in America. Right? It's this exact question that keeps so many of us up at night. We're constantly doing this weird mental math, wondering if we'll ever be able to retire or even just feel a little bit secure. We see all these flashy posts and just assume we're the only ones not sitting on a huge pile of cash. But the truth is, the journey to financial security is a lot more chaotic and, frankly, way more interesting than you've been led to believe. So here's the most crucial point. We're taught to think of building wealth like it's a straight, predictable line. You save a bit, you invest a bit, and you watch it grow nice and steady. But that's a myth. The reality, as you can see here, is something called a J-curve. It's this slow, painful, uphill battle at first. It's a real slog. But then, something incredible happens. The growth just explodes. It becomes exponential. It's all about surviving the grind to get to that explosive part of the curve. And that slog, that first big hurdle on the journey, it's getting to your first $100,000. This isn't just a financial milestone. For a lot of people, it's the biggest psychological barrier. It's really the point that separates those who are serious about building wealth from those who are just kind of hoping for the best. In this timeline, it reveals something really crucial. For people who are actively tracking their finances, people like us, the average age to hit that 100K is 29. But for the general population, it's closer to 35. That gap, that 6 or 7 year gap, it's not just a number. It tells a story about the sheer effort and persistence this first phase requires. There's really no single right age to get there. So why is it so painfully slow? This quote just nails it. In the beginning, your investment returns are tiny, almost unnoticeable. The growth comes almost entirely from your own savings, from the money you put in. You are doing all of the heavy lifting. It feels like you're pouring water into a bucket with a hole in it. And honestly, this is where so many people get discouraged and just give up, right before things are about to get really good. But, and this is a huge but, if you can push through that initial grind, you get to the really exciting part, the great acceleration. This is the turning point. It's the moment where compound interest, which has kind of been your silent partner this whole time, finally wakes up and starts doing the real work for you.
And you can literally see that acceleration right here. Just look at this. That first $100,000 takes years of grinding, maybe gets you to age 29. But adding the next 150 grand? Whoa, that happens in just 4 to 6 years. And the next $250,000 after that? Only about 5 to 7 years. The time it takes to stack up these huge sums of money just shrinks and shrinks as your base gets big.
The magic behind all this is, of course, compound interest. The best way to think about it is like a tiny snowball rolling down a giant snowy mountain. At first, it's just picking up a little bit of snow. But as it gets bigger, it starts picking up more and more snow faster and faster until it becomes this unstoppable avalanche of wealth. That's what's happening when your money starts making its own money.
Let's make this really tangible. With a $500,000 portfolio earning a pretty standard 8% return, your investments could generate $40,000 a year, all by themselves. That is more than many people earn at their full-time jobs. Your money is literally working harder than most people do, and it's doing it while you sleep. This is the moment wealth building shifts from a chore to something incredibly exciting.
So from here, we start to approach the most celebrated milestone in personal finance, becoming a millionaire. It's a goal that represents real financial security for most people, and it puts you in a surprisingly exclusive club. Now, it might feel like millionaires are everywhere these days, but the data tells a totally different story. Only about 12% of all households in the US have a net worth of $1 million or more. That means reaching this level still separates you from roughly 9 out of 10 of your neighbors. The average person hits that millionaire status right around age 49. But look what happens next. The second million arrives just 7 to 10 years later, in their mid to late 50s. Think about that for a second. Accumulating the second million can take less time than it took you to save your very first $100,000. That's the power of that J-curve in full effect.
Okay, but here's where the story gets a major plot twist. We're seeing this massive economic divide happening right now, specifically within the millennial generation. It's creating a tale of two very, very different financial futures.
This slide is kind of shocking, actually. The top 10% of millennials, they are 20% wealthier than boomers were at the exact same age. They've totally cracked the code and are building wealth faster than any generation in history. But the median, or typical, millennial is struggling. They have 30% less wealth than their boomer parents had at age 35. The gap between the financial haves and have-nots has just never been this wide.
So what's the deal? What's driving this incredible split? Well, the single biggest factor boils down to one word: housing. It has completely rewritten the rules of wealth building for an entire generation, creating this massive headwind that their parents just never had to face.
I mean, just look at these inflation-adjusted numbers. For boomers, a 20% down payment on a median home was about $57,000. For millennials today, it's almost $86,000. This forces a really brutal choice on young people that previous generations never had to make. Do you lock up all your capital in a house, or do you invest it for the future? It's a dilemma that is fundamentally reshaping the path to wealth in America.
So, after seeing this whole chaotic, challenging, but ultimately rewarding journey, what does it all mean for you? How can you use this information to map out your own path?
Well, as you can see from this quick recap, the journey is long, but the momentum is just undeniable. Each one of these milestones isn't just a number to hit, it's a launching pad for the next, even more accelerated phase of your financial life.
But it is absolutely crucial to remember this. These are not deadlines. They are just data points on a map. Your personal journey is going to be different. It'll be shaped by your career, your choices, your circumstances. The goal isn't to hit these exact numbers at these exact ages. The goal is just to understand the principles of the game.
Which brings us to the final, and I think the most important question. It's not about whether you're ahead or behind some arbitrary schedule. The only thing that truly matters is this: are you in the game? Are you consistently saving, consistently investing, and letting that J-curve start to work its magic for you? So if you haven't started, make today the day you open that investment account, or just increase your savings rate by 1%. Because the sooner you get in the game, the more powerful your allies of time and compound interest will become.